Hello and welcome into episode 8 as the snow falls here on the Ocean Monument Farm. I made a couple of adjustments just in the corners. I made a little bit of space for that guy to bounce in a circle, and I made a little bit of a space there, and it does seem to help them come up into the Trident Killer a little bit better. It's not working so well right now. The more people online, the slower things are. And the other thing I've done is I've gone through and started decorating the tunnel here in the nether. Nothing dramatic yet, just some drops from the farm. And I've just lined the walls, and these are going to be the dark prismarine. So again, nothing too spectacular, just a safe route. And so let's talk about what the topic of today's episode is going to be is iron farms. So I can't seem to finish what I'm doing for the farms because I need more hoppers. You see, I'm just doing a little cross design. And I'm liking the fact that you can stop and see out and see where you're at. Yeah. Sorry, I get distracted like I'm a squirrel. Yeah, so all these farms I've been making, I haven't been able to finish because I don't have enough iron to make hoppers for them. So the topic of today's episode is going to be to make an iron farm. So I've set up a couple of little things in the creative world to show you my ideas before we get started. So how about we switch now before we start in on building the farm. Hi, and so we've jumped over to my creative world here to show you a couple of things. And first I'm going to demonstrate to you how I see current iron farm production. So currently what people will do is travel around the world or use chunk base to find a zombie spawner. And so what happens is you make your trading hall around the zombie spawner, and every time that a zombie villager spawns out of that spawner, it reduces the trades of your villagers. So these guys have been reduced because I think 1 or 2 zombie villagers have spawned. And so that's the general mechanics. It is a strange quirk, I guess you would say, of Bedrock, where this doesn't work. The only way this works is with spawned zombie villagers from a spawner. And there's nowhere where this is said specifically. Other people will talk about this. And I think the first time I saw this was It's Me James, I believe. And this from like probably 2 years ago he's been using this. And then finally it caught on and everybody's using it. And I have a Trident Killer down here. Anyway. This is just to prove that it works. So even if you've put this in creative, this will work. Every time that there's a zombie villager spawn in, they reduce their trades. But I thought, well, geez, that kind of limits you to traveling around the world and looking for a spawner. Why don't you just make a dark room above the village and wait for, because like 1 in 10 of these mobs are going to come out of this are a zombified villager. But I sat here with this villager farm for, I want to say 2 hours, waiting for a zombie villager. And when they did come, it doesn't change the rates. None of these rates have dropped because of it. So you can't do a darkroom spawner to reduce the trades. The only way to reduce these trades right now is by zombie curing them. So a natural spawner you can. Darkroom spawners do not affect it. The reason I wanted to do this was so that I could put it anywhere I wanted to. I wasn't held to where you find a spawner in the world. I could have made it anywhere as a trading hall. Anybody that's been looking at the news lately will realize that trading halls are kind of becoming obsolete to an extent in the near future. You're only going to be able to zombie cure these guys once to get them down, and the librarians are going to be biome specific, so it's going to change. I'm sure exploits will be found and everybody will make, like, exploit was found. Nobody was using this up until, like, let's say, like, last year and a half, 2 years. But there leads to the next problem. So let's go to another world. It's a creative copy of the BFF Realm. So we'll go there in a second. So here we are on a creative backup of the BFF Realm, and eagle-eyed people might realize from the color of the sky, we're in the end. And this might be kind of strange as to why am I talking about the end when it relates to an iron farm. Well, the BFF Realm is a vanilla realm on PlayStation. You can only get mods that you buy on the marketplace, and as of right now there are no mods available on the marketplace to give one player sleep. So that means I can't really do an AFK farm on the BFF Realm, because when other people come on, they're not going to be able to sleep through the night, and I don't want to cause them problems. So that kind of limits you to only doing AFK-able farms in either the Nether or the End. So I didn't know if iron golems spawn in the End or not. So I just put this together really quick. There's 40 or so villagers under here, and they can get to the workstations, just grindstones. And I put their beds up here underneath of the farm. And it does work. It works. It'll spawn villagers, or it spawns iron golems. You can see I've got cats and string and iron. So it spawns, it works. It works per normal. The only thing is that I've traded with it. I didn't know if I could use this as an actual trading hall. So I did trade with some of these villagers. You can see their gold now on their belts. But I don't think you're ever going to see their trades either really refresh unless they sleep, or like it's going to take a very, very long time. So I don't intend on using these guys as an actual trading hall. That's not the purpose of it. The only purpose for this is going to be for iron. And it's going to be to where I can just leave my character AFK while I'm at work or whatever and not interfere with anybody. It does seem to work a little bit slower than normal, but you'll see cats are spawning. And I get, when you get in a creative backup, sometimes things take a little bit longer. So the point of this is that I want to make this type of setup in the realm. It doesn't have to be that far away. I'm not too worried about Enderman. Enderman can't really change. As long as I don't make it of gravity blocks, I can have it really close. I mean, I could literally build it on the end island. As long as I just have to worry about where the iron golems are going to spawn. So I'll go like 20 blocks away, just so the iron golems can't spawn on the island. And there, look, look, isn't that so derpy? If you've ever come to like, the dragon is technically out of render distance. It's in visual distance, but out of render. So it's got this derpy animation. Can you guys see that? I don't know if YouTube will be able to see that or not, but it's so derpy. Anyway, and here comes the third other thing. I'm going to go live on Twitch. I just figured I want to kind of like endorsement or put myself in the experience of what everybody else goes through. So I'm just going to go live on Twitch while I make this farm, which is going to be probably in the next 20 minutes or so. So I'm going to go back on the realm and start collecting up the blocks I need. Do I need to make this pretty? Not really. I think I will make it out of leaves, just so that the iron golems won't spawn, I guess? Maybe? Actually, I don't think it matters as long as I leave 2 blocks of space. What I do, I need to get some wheat for bread, so I'll need to get a couple villagers into the end, and I'll need to get some food for them. Other than that, it doesn't have to look pretty. I can make it look pretty after. So yeah, let's switch back to the BFF realm and watch this derpy dragon fly around. I don't know. Oh, I'm gonna go. Yeah. So here we are on the end island, and if I've been recording on Twitch the process of me getting this lucky villager here. I have made one mistake, and I believe there is a villager free in the Nether, traveling around, living his best life. But for now, there's this gentleman I just brought in a pink boat, and over here, there is a villager that came along the very first day when I made the portal. So now I need to decide where to put this iron farm. Now, it doesn't matter really where I go. I just need to go like say 20 blocks away from here. So I'm just gonna go here, and that is the down of this villager, so I can drag him down. Like, I don't have to push him up, I can just go down. So I'll get him over to his friend, and I can start getting a project box over here. I'll get my project boxes set out. And I just want to light this up. It doesn't stop them from teleporting around, but it does stop them from spawning close. And if I can expand this out far enough, eventually they'll just disappear and leave me alone. That's why when I fought the dragon, I spent the first couple of minutes just running around with torches, because it does actually make your life a whole lot simpler. I could wear a pumpkin on my head, but it's so limiting on what you can see that it's more frustrating than it's worth for me. I'd almost rather just die to Enderman than I would have the stupid pumpkin on your head. But that should be good. So let's get over here. These Endermen will eventually, they might be able to spawn. Like, I don't know if light level 0 for Enderman in the end, like it is in the regular world. But it's not that bad. So I'm just going to get all this out of my inventory for now. I'll lay out a path with these leaves, and I'm just going to go 20 blocks, maybe 30 blocks out off the off island. So I'll get back to you as soon as I'm set up for getting the villagers. Well, I've been working on Twitch now for about an hour or so since the last clip, and you can see the 2 villagers are here now. I've fed them probably, what, 3 stacks of bread, so they should start making babies here quite soon. They seem to be not even given hearts yet, which is weird. Love each other. And the other problem is I seem to be making massive mistakes trying to make a lava blade. Every time I put the lava down, all my fence gates are melting. So I'm going to go back to spawn and get some warp stem or some of the nether tree and make one on that. But this will be the episode now until I get some babies in here. They're linking to their beds and they're linking to their workstations. They just need to link to each other. Do I have anything else I can make a lava blade out of? Oh, there's the love. Love is in the air. I wasn't sure that they would actually breed without sleeping. So we can watch the first baby be made. Maybe. Hey! And it doesn't matter if they're nitwits. I just need a certain percentage of them to breed or to work. I don't need them all to work. So even if like 3 out of 10 are nitwits, that's fine. So yeah, if I just had 10 babies and figure out what I'm doing wrong with this lava blade, it has more hearts, we would have iron golems. So I'm gonna I have to go back and get some more wheat and some more food. I've got 1 piece of wheat left. And see what I'm doing wrong with spruce fence gate. Like, very strange. But yeah, the babies work. There's 2. I wonder if they need solid blocks underneath of them. No, they don't. They can breed on leaves. So you can make a tree house, like a village tree house, up on top of massive trees, and the villagers would still make babies. Interesting. The more you know. Okay, I'm not going to bore YouTube with this. What I'll do is I'll take a break here for a bit and let them do their thing. And we'll come back once there's a couple grown up. So I might have just rewatched Stoic's Iron Farm. Signs. How about I try signs instead of trapdoors? See how this works. Whoop. Nope. Did it work? It looks like it worked. And I should be safe to go underneath of it. But iron golems are going to have a very bad time. Get me out. And let's just double check on the villagers. 2 adults and a bunch of babies. There's more than enough babies here. So I'm going to do like I did on the Epoch. I'm going to go up here. And I'm going to put a mic in my ear and not pay any attention and wait for iron golems to spawn. And we'll come back when they do. It's been a while and they hadn't traded. So what I did is, for some reason they weren't trading with the blocks where the glass is. So I moved the glass and switched them, and now they're starting to trade. So now we go back to wait and see what it is. And another big thanks to Stoic Epoch for his amazing tutorials. I flipped on his Iron Farm tutorial, and it's just a matter of looking at it and realizing, yeah, it's signs, dummy, not trapdoors. So I put signs in, everything works. I'm just waiting for like 10 villagers to trade, and then I should start getting iron golems. So we will be back as soon as a golem forms. One little side note. I did truly intend on trying to find some way to use minecarts. And the only thing that came to mind is maybe to make the transition from water to lava quicker. But I don't have any iron left. So I had to go with straight water for now. So maybe after this farm runs for a while, I can come back and redo the top to include some minecarts. The other thing against minecarts, I guess, for this farm specifically is there's a lot of lag already, so maybe it doesn't need any more. But it's sad. I did want, for the irony of it all, to have iron golems killed with minecarts. But there it is. There it is. Number one. First iron in the world for me. Number two. It's as simple as that. Some lava, a flat floor with some water on it, and you have an iron farm. Perfect. So that means in between episodes I can go back and actually make sorting systems on my farms that I've made in the past. And this is a little laggy with all these guys running around, but it's off in the end by itself. And the only other farms, like I said, I'll make an Enderman farm around here somewhere and a Shulker box farm. As far as decorating this, I'll probably end up just completely covering it with something. I'm not sure what yet. Now that they're all grown up, I can get rid of the glass. That was just kind of temporary so that the babies didn't get out. But with 2 golems, there's 14 iron already. Perfect. So I need to go get some wood now to make more chests. All I'm gonna do for storage for this, I think I'm gonna run a line of hoppers straight out here. Coming out here. I'll put chests in this area. Do I have any chests on me? Here we go. So storage will be this. That. There's going to be a hopper line comes straight out, and then 1 hopper down to each of these chests. Whoa, I almost ran right off. Yeah, that's all there is going to be to the storage. Cool. I can probably bring more beds out and get more iron golems to spawn at once. So there's no harm now in doing it. Yeah, so I'll get some more wool and some more food and just increase production. Such a cheat for this. 1 more golem. And 5 more iron. And so there's what my buddy Ztech does is he has a trident killer on this, and you get like 3 times the iron out of it. It's pretty crazy. So let's go back and find out what that present was. So let's go see what the present was. I've got a feeling when the 2 of them were on earlier and Captain Fajita could sleep and 1 person couldn't, that maybe Duff was in the Nether. And maybe the world just is not going to load. Oh, we're back at spawn. Let's just fly. I was told that there is a present in my lapis box. Yep, that's what I thought it was. Netherite upgrade. Look at that. I can make all my gear into netherite. Thanks. Thank you, Mr. Duff. Now I've got to think of a present for him. So what I do have is I have those the smithing templates that I've collected. And I've got a ton of diamonds. How does a person... I think they all take specific blocks. So can I just search for template? So these take different types of blocks. All of which I can gather. And they all take diamonds, of which I have lots of. So, for the end of this episode, why don't I build a third tower at spawn, and I can put all of the smithing templates there. Cool, yeah. Let's gather some blocks and I'll get right to it. So back at spawn, and here's the basic floor plan of the layout. It's the same base as this, but I've gone to dark oak instead of spruce. We'll go up 5 here. Oh. And then instead of making a giant tower, I think I'll just go one up and then put a roof on it from there. And we'll put like each trim on its own little corner. So let me get the walls up and get to the white layer. And I think instead of a domed roof, we'll go with a pitched roof on this one. Yeah. Cool, I'll be right back. Well, I think that's the exterior of the new trim building done-ish. It's a different roof. I don't know if I'm super happy with it, but there is some block variation. Yeah. And now that I've gone dark oak, I wish I would have gone spruce. But it is nice for a change. It doesn't have to be the exact same, and there should be a window in the top. I don't know if I can get up there without splatting. Whoa. Answer's no. How do I get from here to there? I just want to do that. And now I need to eat because I just splatted my face across it. So let's, instead of going around, I do need to get rid of this. And that is 1 block down. Every time I switch a block, I switch out of the thing that I need. It's funny. Let's get rid of these because they just don't fit. They provide the necessary light, but they just don't work in the space. And I'll throw that there. Get rid of the evidence. Oh, I didn't pick up any of those blocks. let's just pillar up from here instead of trying to splat around the outside. And call this exterior done. For the inside, I need some iron from the farm that we just made. But I'm gonna like pile up some I need to do something here for that seam. I've got these and this. Let me mess around with it, and then I'll get the chests in here and some armor stands and stuff, and we'll dress it up. So here at spawn, this is the first pass for the interior here at my new trim building. So I just put trims, and what I've done is I've laid out a bunch of chests for the trims that I had. And inside of the box, you'll see that there is the trim plus some of the blocks you need in order to craft that trim itself. Hopefully people don't use all of them, realizing that you need one to craft them. I did save one of everything in here, I believe. Coast, Eye, Spire, and Dune. No. I'll save a ward, and I didn't save one of these. That was my present. So I crafted up a bunch too that I didn't have, or copies, and I actually blew through all those diamonds I had. I went through about 3 stacks of diamonds, but the rest are in here. Plus, these are the blocks you would need to craft a bunch more of the ones that I don't have yet. So it might come to in here is I'll leave some armors too. Maybe like this can be decorated with armor stands. That's still a little dark in here. Maybe if I can get a couple more torches or something in here. Just a little dark. It's a little sparse in here. It's not decorated quite fully, but there's not a whole lot of space, and I need some verticality. But this is good for first pass. That's all I had. I had the 5 of them. So maybe if there's anybody else that has them, or if they want to come in here and craft them, by all means. Diamonds are free to use. They'll mean nothing to me really. I'm not too fussed myself on the armor trims because I never spend any time really looking at myself. So anyway, that should be good for this week. Thank you very much for watching. Come with me on Twitch on Sundays if you like to watch some of the grind. And we shall see you next week. Thanks for watching.